Hello, welcome back to another video. Now, today we're taking a look at the Katowice 2021 group stage, predictions and fantasy. So, as you heard in the intro, there's a lot of teams who need to prove themselves at this event. There's lots of up-and-coming teams like Gambit and Spirit who have just now started competing amongst the elite, and there are other teams who have been here for a while and really haven't shown any strengths. G2 have been disappointing, OG don't win anything. You know, the list goes on of teams that really need to show that the moves they made over the last year or so haven't been complete wastes of time. There are 2 groups of 8, 3 teams make it out of each group. Who do I think is going to make it out? Group A, at first glance, is the least stacked, and there's a really simple reason for that. Vitality, who have until recently been one of the best teams in the world, are in Group B, Na'Vi are in Group B, and everyone else who is in the top 10 who's in this group is looking kind of iffy. That's why my 3 teams to make it out of this group are Astralis, Big, and controversially maybe, Gambit. Many have said I was crazy when I said Gambit are definitely going to make it out this group, but what those people don't realise is they have to face Evil Geniuses, who are not looking great. They then have to play the winner of Astralis Mouse Sports, sure. They might not win that game. But after that, through the lower bracket, things look rather simple. They'd maybe have to face Heroic, maybe Big, maybe G2. These are not hugely intimidating names right now, and I genuinely believe they can beat all of them. That being said, they might still make it through the upper bracket. Gambit are known to upset some good teams. Astralis were an obvious choice. They're Astralis. And then Big have looked really good at various points in the online era, and I think in this tournament they're going to show us why they were ranked number 1 in the world at some point. Group B. Yeah, it's a lot of pretenders in this group. A lot of big names who have really been overrated recently, in my opinion. I have the 3 teams coming out of this group as Na'Vi, Virtus.pro, and FaZe, which is my upset, controversial pick. I said it in my previous video where I talked about the FaZe hype train. I'm still 100% on it. FaZe are coming out of this group. They're going to beat Liquid because anyone can beat Liquid right now. They then get to play the winner of Vitality and OG. I don't think Vitality are going to be at full strength at this tournament, and OG are inconsistent at best, mediocre at worst. Na'Vi and Virtus.pro are the teams that I believe to be the best in this group as of right now. If Vitality go with some super pug style just off the back of ZywOo's AWP, and they end up making it work, I'm going to look like an idiot. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. Na'Vi are going to beat Virtus.pro in the opener. Probably. Either way, the result's the same. Whoever loses that game will just sweep through the lower bracket. The other one will make it straight to the upper final because the winner of Furia NIP will not be on the same level as this team. I know NIP have looked good, but I'm not putting my faith in it at all. I think this is where their luck runs out. Moving on to fantasy. Now, I wanted to start with some advice for people picking fantasy teams because I see a lot of mistakes made. The biggest mistake people make is not picking players who fill roles. The role pick is incredibly important. It's essentially 5 points every game that you're missing out on. My 5 roles to go to are support, AWP, entry, headshot percentage, and IGL. Now, AWP obviously goes on an AWPer, no shit, and it's almost guaranteed to give you 5 points unless the player has a real shit show of a game. Anything from a close victory to a close loss, a blowout victory, your player on the AWP is going to achieve the minimum requirement to get the 5 points. Entry fraggers are quite a unique role. I mean, there are a very select few that I'd recommend picking, but they're always cheap because entry fraggers die all the time. And there is occasionally a god tier pick who does great for entry fragging, like Simple, like Yekindar, because entry isn't really an entry. It's more of an opening kill rating, and that's what counts. My other great picks for this role, especially in the budget department, are Art and Hampus, who you've probably seen in all my previous fantasy teams because, well, Art is a one-man entry machine. Headshot percentage is something that any player can pick up, no matter if they win or lose. You can get those 5 points if your player has a high headshot percentage, even in a loss. So yeah, it's free. Take it. IGL is a snowball one. If your team is playing in a weak group and you pick a budget player from that team, say you've got 1 slot left and you have the budget for the cheapest Astralis player, you pick him, you give him the IGL role, it's 5 free points for every game they win. They don't have to be particularly good. See, what's great about these roles is they make the most of bad players. Headshot percentage, IGL, support. These are all things a bad player can actually get points for, even without putting up great numbers. These are the budget picks I'm going to recommend for this event. We got Zipex, Boomich, Borup, Art, all of FaZe because they're all super cheap at this event, and I think, well, I'm predicting that they're going to upset some people. So they are amazing picks for their price. Then we have Chopper if you believe in Spirit, Inters if you believe in Gambit, and then Nork if for some reason you're still believing in an IP. Now to make my fantasy team. This is going to go rather quickly compared to my usual stuff because I already have a game plan in mind. First up, Karrigan, so cheap. Second, it's between Rain and Cold Zero. They're both budget as hell. I'm going to go with Rain for the headshot percentage stat. Then we can scroll straight back up. We've got Simple, we've got Electronic. We have 200k left. We can get Magisk on top of that. Let's go a bit more extreme. We've got Simple. Let's get Zipex. Oh, we've not quite got enough for Device. Got Device. Now we can afford Yekindar, right? Yes, we can. So with Karrigan, Rain, Zipex, Device, Yekindar. Fuck it. I can upgrade one of these. Get Dupree. Holy shit. This is OP as fuck. Yeah, if you don't have Karrigan in your team, why? Now we get on to the very important roles. Of course, our main AWP is Device. Yekindar, we have a choice. We can go multi-kills or headshot percentage. That's why he's one of the best players to pick. We'll see what's left over after I've done the other ones. Rain is a headshot machine. Not much else, unfortunately, in his game. Entry rounds I'm going to give to Karrigan. Then we'll go multi-kill on Yekindar. And honestly, we can do a number of things with Dupree. We can go IGL. We can go support if we want to. But instead, I'm going to go IGL. It makes more sense. So that's the crew I assembled. It's pretty good. I'm not going to guarantee top 100, but yeah, I think I'm going to get top 100. That's my fantasy team. Please leave a comment telling me who you picked. Follow me on Twitch. I'm quite close to becoming affiliated, which would be awesome. It's one of my goals for the year, so to achieve it so soon would be actually fantastic. Sub if you want to see more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.